starting the idea of the computer. Then after this, okay, so just now I'm going to share my screen. Just see the slides so that you'll be getting a much better idea. Can you see the screen?
వచ్చింది.
Yes, ma. Can you see the screen or not? Answer me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We can. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for the response. So we are going into the topic.
Yeah,
so here is the history of the computers. So as I have said, they used to use this abacus in 1500. Sorry, not 1950. It is in 1500s. Okay. So this is mainly based upon in China and Japan. These still now also they use this particular abacus for making the kids learn addition or subtraction or whatever it is. The starting mathematical applications are made to learn through this abacus, so that it is very much easy and they can learn fast. Okay. And then after this, the Pascal, in 1642, Blaise Pascal. No, so just try to remember these names. These are all the names who have discovered this Pascal is nothing but who have defined this Pascal language, and you have many more names coming on. Okay, this Blaise Pascal is a French mathematician. With starting, this is the starting. How it has started actually, the idea of automating the mathematical operations and all this. So well, they also obviously they use not used to have any calculator for this, normal calculator or electronic calculator which the engineering students use with sine and cos, all these. So they don't have even that in their days, obviously. So this is the actually started that the base is nothing but for addition and subtraction they have started first. Okay. So then a German mathematician called Leibniz has started this with first is the addition and subtraction, and then they added these multiplication, division, and square roots to that particular automation or whatever a mechanical calculator they called it. Okay, so these operations are all also added to that particular calculator. Now, so here in 1822, this Charles Babbage. Okay, this Charles Babbage is generally called as father of computers, or the starting person. So with this uh, uh, the basic change from automation of all these computations has given a big turn to this into they have got some big difference in building some sort of computer,
your
or
voice is breaking,
accounting machine or whatever we call. They didn't name it as still. So just
Ma'am, voice is not
bear
clear.
with it, ma. I'm going to repeat each point multiple times, so no need that I'm. Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
we can't hear
I
you
think this
clearly.
is not something that I can explain it and just you and whoever is asking doubt. Just this is the just like what is the idea of the how the idea of the computer has started. They want to automate the computations. they have started with addition and submultiplications, divisions and square roots to that particular calculator. Okay, and then what comes is Charles Babbage has he's also the philosopher. So what he designed is he has designed a machine so that this computation, all these have can be automated easily. Are you able to hear? Yes. Yes. Who's that? Who's that? Bharat, Bingi Bharat. 22, rule number 22. Mute yourself. You have something to say? You want to explain once again for your friends? Your friends have so many doubts. Come on, rule number 22. Yes. So, this Charles Babbage has given this, automation so that the computation has become much different. So, this made a big difference. So, that is why he is named as, father of computers. Okay. So, father of computing. Now, so what he designed, he is still after that he gave or he designed analytical engine. So what does it do is it has given it made much more easier so that they can compute all these arithmetic operations or all these in a much easier way. And then the computers, or it has given a particular form so that they can going on improving. And this making this as a base idea, then the next all the people who have come across has worked on it. Okay, and then we can see the result from 1833, from or 1500. Sorry, the idea started in the 1500s, right? So from 1500s to from now we can see mobile phones with all cameras and all these Android systems and all this, we can see the results. So these long years, so many people have worked on it. Everyone has added some sort of feature to it so that it can it is much more easier to use, much more cost is reduced. Previously, when we used to study the any system, if we want to buy, we can't even afford, we have to pay from some 40,000 for a system. For there are not people to who knows how to load this operating system, or we have to make a call, we have to wait for long times. But now it's not, it is much easier. Even seeing on the net, we can try ourselves how to download the system, or how to, right? Even we can find many people around you who can help you with the system, correct? So that is nothing but it is not just happened in chutki bar mein ho gaya, aisa nahi. It is a very long process which took many number of years, and many people, many scientists, mathematical, electric engineers, and all these have come together, and they have given us the result. Okay. So after this is not this is the history. So after this we have different types of computer, different generations. So uh, then comes the generation of computers. So after this, after this, Charles Babbage has given some some just prototype kind of thing he has given, so that everyone came to build the real thing, and they started building it. So in the actual computer has come up in 1946 to 59. So this is nothing but the first generation of computer. Okay. So this first generation of computers are nothing but they used to fill the whole room. It is a big one, and they used to you have to give the input through the cards, not just the keyboard or something like that. You have to give in the punched cards. So you have to you have punch holer, right? You make holes using puncher. So using that punch hole, you have to you have to use ones and zeros, or that computer language. Yes, ma. Aravind? Aravind? Why did you unmute yourself, Aravind, in between the class? You have some doubt or you want to explain?
Sorry, ma'am. I accidentally touched it.
Yes, ma. So here what happened is in the first generation computers, they used to fill the whole room and they used to generate a lot of heat, and the base they used to use is the vacuum tubes. So vacuum tubes is nothing but they some where they used to give the inputs as the punch cards. Okay, so do you know what the language the whenever you say A, what does the system read it as? Does it read also A? No, obviously no, right? So it has some sort of language which machine can understand. Now it has been
Ma'am, voice is breaking, ma'am.
internally. ఇంకా బ్రేక్ అవుతుందమ్మా? Everyone the same problem?
Yes, ma'am. Breaking, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay,
ma'am.
ma. Okay. So yes. Still the same? Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. So the first generation. So in the first generation, because it is the starting of the computers, there is no usage of operating system or this keyboard or whatever it is. We have to now the computer is able to understand our language, that is English language. We can type it. So internally it is getting changed into computer's language, right? But in the starting, in the first generation of computers, don't we have to directly give the input in whatever the language the system is understanding. Okay, so ante ones and zeros, or if there is a whole, it is a yes, or if there
Ma'am, voice is breaking, ma'am.
no whole, there is a no. So they used to use some kind of so they try to understand the language of the computer.
Ma'am, voice is breaking, ma'am.
and
Ma'am,
they
voice is
used
not
to
clear,
give the
ma'am.
input in the language of the computer. So
Ma'am,
it's
voice
very,
is
they
breaking,
can't
ma'am.
in the it is
Ma'am, your voice is not
tracking.
audible, ma'am.
సాయి కిరణ్, నేను ఏం మాట్లాడట్లేదమ్మా. అదేమ్మా నేను
మ్యామ్ ఇట్లా మీరు స్టక్ చెప్పినా వేస్ట్ కదా మ్యామ్,
అందుకనే నేను ఏం చెప్పట్లేదు కదమ్మా. ఎందుకు నేను ఓకే
Stuck
మీ
అవుతుంది
వాయిస్
ma'am, అప్పుడు మొత్తం బ్రేక్ అయితే ఎవరికి అర్థం కాదు కదా.
ఓకే, ఐఎమ్ నాట్ టెలింగ్ ఎనీథింగ్. నేను ఏం చెప్పట్లేదు, క్లాస్ ఏం చెప్పట్లేదు, బట్ ఐ కెన్ హియర్ యువర్ వాయిస్ వెరీ క్లియర్లీ. నౌ ప్రసాద్ చల్లా, కెన్ యూ ప్లీజ్ గివ్ మీ ద క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ ఆఫ్ computer or the history of the computer? Any points you remember, can you please revise? Prasad, your voice is very much clear. Okay, I think your friends also even can hear. Prasad, speak out. ప్రసాద్ చెల్లా, చాలా మంది ప్రసాద్లు ఉంటాయి. ప్రసాద్ చెల్లా, వితౌట్ రూల్ నెంబర్. Until the network is good over here, we can discuss the previous topic. We can revise kada, instead of sitting idle and waiting for the network. Yes ma, Prasad.
హలో మ్యామ్,
Yes. Yes, Prasad, speak out. Tell me the
Ma'am,
history or
not able to hear, ma'am.
characteristics.
Not able to hear, ma'am. Voice is stucking, ma'am.
Yes, ma. If anybody are there here, just unmute yourself and tell him, ma. Are you? Ah,
Ma'am, it's not stucking, ma'am. It's clear.
Ma'am, it's not clear, ma'am. Stucking, ma'am, for me.
Okay, then, bro.
Pavan Kalyan. Sorry, Prasad Challa. Prasad Challa, వినపడుతుందా? Okay. So this is nothing but the generations. This is we have learned today. What we have learned, we have learned the history of the computers, right? And the in generations of the computer, we have learned how the first generation computers are, right? So they have used the vacuum tubes and punched cards to give input. Okay. So punched cards I have said already. They hold in a punch cards. So they used to submit them as the input, so no interaction from the user. So in between the in nowadays what you do after executing program, suppose you write a program for addition of two numbers, suppose you say 10 and 20, 10 plus 20, 10 after executing it waits for your input, right? Have you seen anyone? Or use even if you take it as ppts or ms access, you can write it, you right? um, anyone executed any program, any programming language? At least do you have an idea? We will be giving input, right? Or even if it is in internet or something like that, you'll be signing in, right? You'll be giving your email id and password like that. So you are interacting with the computer. Obviously you are giving some input and you are getting the output at the same time, and again you are giving for the input, right? So you are going on interacting with the system. But in the starting, in the first generation of computers, there is no such kind of interaction. So once the input is given, it just it just all does all the operations and it just gives the output. Just we have to note down the output, and just that is the end of the system. So we can't in the middle of the system, we cannot interact with the system. Okay, so that is the main thing. And the interaction, whatever the input is given, is only through the punched cards. Okay, so they used to because it is full of room, it used to take much of space, and they used to generate more heat. So in generally you have a talk, right? When you have more systems, you need so many acs in the room, or computer lab is so cold like that. That is why it has started in the first generation. So they used to generate very large amount of heat. So that is where it has started actually. Okay, clear with the first generation of computer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, everybody or anybody, are you able to hear everything? So I have just repeated once again. For the one is the history of computer. History of computers is nothing but they have started automating the simple arithmetic calculations like addition and subtraction. Okay, and then they have added this multiplication, division, and square roots. They have added, and then Charles Babbage is one who have given the a big difference for the computing, automatic computing, which is nothing but mechanical calculator. So that is why he is called the father of computing. Okay, so because of this main difference, so the computers has started building it. Many scientists, there are many number of names. If you google it, you will get some lots of web pages which is full of names, and all these you can find it. But the main name is Charles Babbage, you have to remember that. Okay, so everyone have contributed their own thing. All the mathematicians or whatever they have inputted all these ideas, and they come up with this first generation of computers. So the result is, after so many years, so many inputs, so many updates, the first generation of computers is from 1949 to 56. Okay, so that is nothing but how it is already we have discussed, right? Clear with the topic? Everyone? Yes? Yes, ma Sheshikala. Keep yourself mute, ma. You have any doubts? Okay. So just I'll make it 5 more minutes. Let's see the second generation also. Okay. Am I audible now? Is it clear for you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
So this generation one computers. Okay. So this was called as electronic numerical integrator and computers. Is how big these are. So this is nothing but the vacuum tubes. So how big they used to occupy whole rooms and all this. So next, the second one. Okay, so second one is nothing but it is not as bigger as the first. You can see the difference. So it is, one system is, you can see very large. If it is now, it will be take quarter or half of the room of our general what we use now. But now the computers are on the desktop, right? So this in the second generation. Okay, second generation, the size has reduced. Okay, so what are the improvements made from this has reduced to half. Okay, so if, in the first generation it is full room, it is big, and it used to produce much of heat. The second generation is the size reduced, and the heat generated is also reduced. Okay, so there is no much of heat generated in the second generation computers. Okay, then instead of instead of punch tapes or whatever the input they used to give in the first generation, in the second generation, they also use punch cards, and they have for output, in first generation input and output both are punched cards, but in second generation input is punched cards, but output we can get on the paper, so that it is more readable for the users. It is much improved. And then, okay, okay, yes, ma. Now you have another class, right? So just okay. Okay, ma. So let's end the class for today. Tomorrow I'll be.
Hey, Bharat.
Yeah, bro.
మేడం వచ్చినట్టు సైలెంట్ అయిపోరు సైలెంట్ అయిపోరు సైలెంట్ అయిపోరు
Ma'am, your mic is off, ma'am.
మేడం మ్యూట్ చేసి మాట్లాడుతుంది
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
మార్నింగ్ మ్యామ్
Good
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్
Happy New Year, ma'am. Good morning.
Happy New Year. Okay, ma'am. Yes. Okay, okay. Happy New Year. Okay, then how did you enjoy your night yesterday?
Thank you, ma'am.
yes ma'am
Well,
Happy New Year, ma'am.
well ma'am well
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
okay,
ditch
ma'am.
ma'am ditch
First day before yesterday?
accounting
Accounting.
Advantages and disadvantages.
financial
Advantage, disadvantage, that's it? More than? What else you forgot about? Yesterday done the enjoyment, so you forgot what topics you have discussed.
accounting
Branches of
accounting branches of accounting branches of accounting
Next.
importance of accounting
Hmm.
and bookkeeping madam
Yes.
Advantages and disadvantages of accounting.
Okay, good, very good. Next, my dear. Next. Chalo then. I'll start. Chalo then. Few of them are forgot. Chalo, coming for you. So we have done past 2 classes. We have done what is accounting, meaning, definition, And what is bookkeeping? Difference between bookkeeping, branches of accounting, advantages and disadvantages we have been done. So everyone are thorough with that topic. Who are the non-commerce students? Listen carefully. When did you have any doubts? Please come to the college. I'll help you. Okay. When you're in the free till 4, I'll be available in our college. Okay. Come to the first floor. And if you'll ask my name, they'll send to you. You can come and meet me direct. Okay, ma? Non-commerce students. Who are the non-commerce? Okay, for commerce students also. They'll more you have any doubts, you can come to the college with your students. Okay? Chalo then. Did I complete the accounting concepts?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No? Chalo. Not? Yes. Coming for you. Now we are going off a new topic which will study about your accounting. Now coming for you. So we all are familiar recording, classifying, summarizing, interpretation, analysis. All this we are studying from day 1 of the class. Now coming for you, all this of your recording, of your summarizing, classifying, there will be some rules, is it? So without having any rules, without having any regulations or policies, directly we cannot draw it with the lines and we cannot post in the journal entries, is it? So to overcome of that way, they have certain rules. So that rules will be called it as the accounting principles. So what is this accounting principles? I'm mentioning that for preparing of your financial accounting, there are certain rules or the conditions, and where it should be accepted means everyone who are while you're recording your transactions, these rules or these conditions should be adopted, should be must and mandatory, should be followed by an accountant. Why we are saying an accountant? Because accountant only is going to prepare your accounting, is it? Who will prepare a journal, ledger and all this? Only the accountant. Bookkeeping, who are going to prepare? Accountant. So the accountant should know about the principles, about the rules, what are the rules you have to be followed, and what are the conditions which we have to be followed by preparing of your financial accounting. So this rules, what is the rules, how it has been divided, what are different rules, yes, that we are going to discuss in this topic. Now coming for your accounting principles are classified into two. That is the first one, accounting concepts, and the accounting conventions. So what is this? Accounting principles is where a certain rules of your preparing of your accounting transaction, these rules should be applied. That rules, whatever the rules which are been applied, that should be adapted, that should be taken over by an accountant. So now coming for your, this accounting principles are classified in two types. That is your accounting concepts, and next one is, second one is your accounting conventions. Now we are going for the first one, accounting concepts. Now coming for you, what is this accounting concepts? Yes, for your basic transactions, we'll have some assumptions, is it? For doing of any of the business or for any of a if any go for also, we'll have some assumptions. So we'll have some conditions to have. See, take example, I have done, I have purchased some goods, I'll have on my, depending of my business, I'll have some condition that I should buy this, I have to sell, means there will be some terms and conditions. So on that basis, this accounting is also been applying some conditions and some assumptions. So in that, the accounting concept is going to be applicable. These accounting concepts are again classified into four. So what is that four? What are that four different types that we are going to be studying? Now coming with the first one, business entity concept. So business entity concept means transaction. So coming for you, when in the business, take example of one, who is this? Who is there? Jay Yadav is there. He is in the class. No, I'm taking his example. This J. Yadav was a business with a worth of 5 lakhs. Or take example of 10 lakhs. He started the business with a 10 lakhs. So what he has done, he is putting the 10 lakhs as a capital. In sudden, after 6 months or after 1 year, he was in need of money. What he has done, out of 10 lakhs, he used 1 lakh as his personal account. Is it? So what is saying here, this business entity concept is saying that 1 lakh is using for the personal use. And out of which transaction? From the business. Means what is this business? There should be a difference, or there should be a distinction between the personal transaction and the business transaction. That is where we'll call it as a business entity concept. Means what will happen? Actually, the accounts will show 1 lakh is also business time, but it comes here no. In the final accounts or in the balance sheet, from the capital will deduct drawings. Is it? Will deduct drawings or not? What does that mean? In drawing means which we are the owner is using for the personal use. So why we are deducting? So that amount was been used by him. So in the drawings account again we'll prepare one ledger account, drawings account. Is it? Why we are mentioning that? Where the owner should be known. Means what happened when you're preparing the account? Specifically a distinction, means a difference between the business transaction and the personal transaction should be done. Then that when you're doing that, this business entity concept, this is going to be applicable. This rules is going to be applicable. What is that rule? Means from the capital you're deducting, you're doing a deducting the capital and remain net amount which you have been showing as in the asset side. Is it? And when you're preparing your drawing account, you're putting on the debit side which you have been using. So what is happening here? Where you're following this business entity concept is been applicable. And ivanni entante amma already which we have been done. Automatically when you're in your question, when you're seeing a drawing, will get in the mind that I have to deduct from my capital account, I have to prepare ledger, means I have to prepare separate ledger account. Already it will be there, but how we'll know? We don't know. Okay, the rule, ma'am, chapter, this is the rule. But how, what type, from where we got it? Yes, this is a business entity concept. This concept is saying that there should be a personal, there should be a distinction, a difference between the personal transaction and the business transaction. This is where in the simple we'll call it as a business entity concept. Clear, my dear students? Is it clear? So in generally we'll write, if we see drawing in our question page, in our question, we put it there, directly we'll put it. We don't know it's which concept, it's a rule or what, we don't know. Generally what we do will listen. Okay? And now coming with the next one, coming with the second entity, money measurement concept. Money measurement concept means where in these transactions, where in the business transactions, which are been expressing in the monetary terms, means in the money, in the quantitative, that are been recording. So we'll call it as a cash book. Did you remember cash book? What we'll do in the cash book? Only the cash receipts and only the cash payments will be recorded. Debit side all the cash receipts, credit side all the cash payments. Means what is happening there? Only the monetary, the transactions which are been expressing in the terms of monetary values. Only the transactions are going to be recorded. Such rule which are been following, it comes under the money measurement concept. Clear? And coming with the third one, cost concept. Cost concept means coming for you, where in this concept actual cost also we have to record. But what is happening? Who will follow this cost concept? When your organization is the manufacturing organization, so we'll have the cost. So what is happening here? Where we are not going to record actual cost, where we are going to will not record the actual cost, means what is the actual cost we have been incurred? That is not at all been recording in the cash, in the books, in the accounting books. What is this accounting is saying that where you have to record your cost, actual cost, what you have been incurred, and also what was the changes in the prices. So stable prices. So when your product what is the meaning of actual cost? What is actual cost? Actual estimated cost. Did you heard anywhere? Coming for here, what is actual cost? Estimated cost means to manufacture of any of the product, we'll put estimated budget. Yes, estimated cost we'll put 10 rupees or 15 rupees on each product. In case that is your estimated. And when you're completing of manufacturing of one unit, it's done. Actual cost was 10 rupees, but your manufacturing, after manufacturing cost was 8 rupees. So what is your actual cost here? 8 rupees. 8 rupees, is it? So what is estimated cost there? 10 rupees. What we are doing in the books, estimated cost minus actual cost is equal to 2 rupees we are recording in our books. But this concept is saying that all the transactions which are, they have to record their actual cost. And also, what was the changes in the price? What are the changes in the price, or what was the stable price in the market of your product? That also should be recorded in your books, in your final account. That way this cost accounting is giving the information. And coming with the next one, fourth one, going concern concept. Yes, when you're doing a business, it should have saying that my business should be in a running, means when you're recording or when you're doing a transactions or when you're doing a fine analysis interpretation. So what should be there? All the transactions should be recorded. When we can do record this transaction when your business was running. When your business was wind up, you cannot say that my business was running or my business was continuing. So when you can say, when you can record, when your business is a going concern concept. Concept means when your business was been running from a time to time, for a period to period, then in that point of view you can record all your business transactions. So when you can say that when your firm is a going concern, when your firm is running a going concern concept following, so all the transactions which you can be recorded. But when your firm is wind up, you cannot record, you cannot enter your business transactions in your books. So these are the four concepts of your accounting concepts. Clear, my dear students? Accounting principle has been classified in two parts. That's the first point is here, accounting concepts. Accounting concepts are classified into four. That's the first one, business entity concept. Second one, money measurement concept. Third one, cost concept. And fourth one is the going concern concept. Now we'll go for a second point. So in that we have more five. So in that we'll go for the next one, dual aspect concept. What is this dual? Two. So when you're recording the transaction, both the transactions should be recorded. Is it single entry system, double entry system? Did you remember that? What we'll do in the single entry system? Only one aspect, either a debit or the credit aspect will be recorded. But what is this accounting concepts are saying that we have to, according to this concept, we have to record two aspects of the transaction. What is the two aspects? Debit as well as the credit. When you're receiving, means when you're recording these two aspects, then only your business are following this dual aspect concept. By using this concept,